Chiefs are going to explode in 2025. Specifically, be explosive, moving the football down the field and matriculating that football into the red zone and into the end zone. Now, this report coming from The Athletic talking about how the Chiefs are expected to look more explosive, have an emphasis on being more explosive in 2025. And this specifically coming from Andy Reid, who made it a point all spring to get back to pushing the ball down the field. And this was a team that just didn't have the weapons. The weaponry was not available for this team to move the football down the field effectively. And those that are watching the other channels out there, breaking news, Mahomes is never returning to his old form. It's been 2 years now. It's time to leave him in the past. Mahomes is now just QB9, QB10, QB8. He hasn't been good for 2 years. There's a guy, Smitty, over there on the other channel. If you want something exciting, you might want to go watch him. He's talking about Mahomes returning to top 5, maybe top 4 numbers in 2025. And I heard he's about to have a draft tonight too on Underdog, promo code Smitty.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
So a lot of people are going to come out and say things like, oh, Mahomes is done. He isn't doing it anymore. And we've already addressed this and beat a dead horse. And I don't mean to come back here and have another topic of conversation that we've already had. And I'm not trying to beat a dead horse. I mean, I do need to continue to emphasize some of the players that we're backing even through the next 3 months in not repetitive fashion, in new fashion. This is new information. Because not everybody watches every show in the past, so everybody's filing in. We're getting busier and busier each and every, night, every day gets a little busier. But this is new news. This is new news. This is confirmation of what we talked about. Per PFF, since 2021, Mahomes has ranked 21st or lower in ADOT, minimum of 300 dropbacks, but finished 6th in ADOT in 2018 when he broke out and had that 5,000-yard season with 50 touchdowns. I think people forget that Patrick Mahomes had 50 touchdowns and 12 INTs and 5,000 yards passing. I don't think people realize you cannot trip and fall. We haven't talked about this at all. We have not once said it this way. We've talked about how he's QB1. I bring this up all the time, and we say, well, look at this. He's QB1, he's QB4, he's QB3, he's QB1. But in 2021, this guy, or 2018, he had 5,000 yards. You do not trip and fall into a 5,000-yard passing season. You just don't. You don't trip and fall into it. Let's get some focus here. 5,000 yards passing. 50 TDs. You do not trip and fall into even 40 TDs, let alone 50 TDs. The mere fact that people think he's vanished, his capability and upside to get 40 plus passing touchdowns, let alone 50, is wild to me, asinine to me. He didn't have Rashee Rice last year. He got injured, and if you didn't pay attention, he was on his way to being a top 5 wide receiver. Top 5 wide receiver. Xavier Worthy was wide receiver 2 in his last 5 played games. He was wide receiver number 2. That includes, yes, 3 playoff games, but one of which he didn't do much in at all. I'm not cherry picking. I'm using his last 5 played games. Worthy was wide receiver 2. This is one of the most dynamic wide receiver rooms in fantasy football or in the NFL, period. And we got people that run their mouth, chatty Charlies, saying things like Mahomes will never return to form. There's 2 pieces that need to be in play for a team to do well. Think of MHJ in a way. MHJ had a bad year. What do we need to have happen for MHJ to explode? His offense needs to call different plays. We think that that's going to happen because we've heard such things be talked about, how they're going to move him all over the field. MHJ added weight. He's going to go across the middle a lot more. He's not just going to be running these specific routes on a limited route tree. That's change, okay? Play calling change. And then with MHJ, what else has to change? He's got to figure out how to get better, and things need to click. And there's a whole lot of other things involved. Kyler Murray, I get it. But there are things that need to change. You can't just hope for things to get better. If you don't believe that Kyler will throw the ball to him, if you don't believe that they're going to have different play calling, if you don't believe that the Cardinals will live in the red zone frequently, then yeah, you might not want to bank on MHJ. And the same thing goes for Mahomes. You may not want to bank on Mahomes if you don't think that Andy Reid, can I get a focus here? If you don't think Andy Reid is going to conduct the offense different, if you don't think they're going to be throwing downfield and having an opportunity to have more explosive plays, then yeah, you know what? I probably wouldn't invest in Mahomes. But you know what I do believe? That they will be throwing it downfield like a masterful reminiscing of the 2018 season. I'm not saying he has Mahomes 5,050, but could he have 4,500, 4,800, 4,700, and 40 to 45 passing touchdowns? Abso-freaking-lutely. So what's changed? Andy Reid, the KC situation's a lot safer than the Cardinals situation if you're trying to predict enough change to occur for the player to break out. For Mahomes to break back out and be a top 5 QB again, he needs a situation to change. Andy Reid's telling you we're throwing it downfield. We're literally going to be explosive again. We're moving the football, and we're pushing, quote unquote, the football down the field in more explosive ways. Number 2, his situation, his personnel. What is going to change? He needs weapons. He's got Rashee Rice and a fully vetted and ready to go Xavier Worthy. Not to mention Kelsey has dropped some LBs. Okay, so maybe he doesn't, I don't know. Maybe he doesn't look as good as we think he's going to look. Well, guess what? Noah Gray, when called upon, does well. I'm not concerned about this little cuff stack over there, Kelsey and Gray. We love Brashard Smith. Brashard Smith has the capability of being this year's Bucky Irving. Not saying he is, not saying he isn't. I'm definitely not saying he isn't. But there's a lot of upside here. Converted wide receiver gives Mahomes another ability to throw the ball. Now, we talked about on the 8 p.m. show that converted players are not a good player to bet on if they don't have resume. Brashard Smith, when I say converted wide receiver, successfully. He had a remarkable college season. Rushing for, 1,400 yards? What the hell was it? Let me look up Brashard Smith. I just want to make sure that I'm being very clear about that he was a successful transfer. But the point is, he brings wide receiver skill sets to the running back position that this team hasn't really seen in a full package type of thing for years. So this is a guy that, let me put his college stats on screen. Such an exciting player, Brashard Smith. And I just want to clarify that point, that it is not something to where we're like, okay, he's a convert and we can't expect him to deliver because he's never been great at the position. 235 carries in 2024 at SMU. 1332 on the ground, 5.7 a pop, 14 touchdowns, a long of 71. Down at the bottom, 327 and 4 receiving touchdowns, long of 33. This guy is a technician at the running back position. Convert, successful. They converted him successfully. Brashard Smith is sneaky, and he is a mid-season mother freaking monster is what he is. Look at this crew. Jeez. It got so crowded. I've never seen a more crowded mid-season monster list. Look, these two are cuffed. So it's crowded, but look, it's worth. I mean, these guys are all just straight potential ballers. I feel so good about this mid-season monster list. I don't even want to dumb it down at all. It's a different list anyway, so I'm kind of okay with it being this crowded. But you can see Brashard Smith right there at the bottom. He is a mid-season mother freaking monster. Now, they've got Pacheco. I'm not trying to write Pacheco off yet. 9th round steal pretty much. I mean, you grab Pacheco and Brashard Smith, that's a pretty damn good, safe running back that costs you nothing but an early 9-round pick and a very, very late double-digit round pick in Brashard Smith. That is a safe potential running back, too. This team has all of the weapons it needs to explode like Andy Reid wants it to explode. This is a team that could easily score 10-plus touchdowns on the ground and 45 passing touchdowns. Mahomes could have 3 or 4 rushing, 43, 44 passing. He could easily eclipse 45-plus total touchdowns this year in his bounce-back year, where he's going to make Rashee Rice a top 5 to 10 wide receiver and Xavier Worthy a top 7 to, let's call it 12 or 13 wide receiver. And like we said earlier, T-Law doesn't have to be a top 5 QB in order to make 2 top 12 wide receivers in BTJ and also Travis Hunter. But Mahomes is capable of doing what we're describing here in Jacksonville, but in KC, maybe to a higher degree, but also he could deliver the football to more players than just those two, so he can support a 4,500-yard top 3 quarterback season. Trevor Lawrence can do what Aaron Rodgers did. Aaron Rodgers was a pretty mediocre quarterback last year, and he had, at the end of the season, 2 top 10 wide receivers in Garrett Wilson and Devontae Adams. So you can say whatever the hell you want about Trevor Lawrence not being able to do this, or if you want to try and say, oh, I'm going to play gotcha, Smitty, and if you think that Trevor Lawrence doesn't have to be great, well, then maybe Rice and Worthy do good, but he still is awful and garbage. Well, let me tell you something, Bill. Let me tell you something right now. My favorite. He's round 7. Round 7 player is Patrick Mother freaking Mahomes, because you can steal this bad boy. Where's my Mahomie graphic when I need it? You can steal this bad boy. Sorry, let me put him right here. You can steal this bad boy in round 8 sometimes. Round 8 sometimes. Mostly you can get him around 7. And that's underdog ADP. Sometimes he has to go a little earlier in your grandma leagues. Let me move him here real quickly. Hold on. There we go. Sometimes you have to get him in round 7. Sometimes you'll have to grab him in round 6. This is not a player that's in the same spot in every different format, but really round 6 is where he's stapled into, at least. Cemented into place. Occasionally you play in a league where people grab all the quarterbacks like in round 2. That's a weird league. It's a grandma league. I bet you Bo Nix falls pretty far in that particular league, unless there's some Denver fans, which sometimes happens. But you just got to know your league. You got to know your league. If you don't know your league, I can't really, there's certain things I can't help you with, and certain things you got to know yourself. But I'm super excited, and if I had to give you a projection, I've already kind of spit it out for Mahomes. Mahomes in 2025 is going to have, let's call it 4,800 passing yards. And then I'm going to say that he probably has 44 passing TDs. And then I'll give him, what did Mahomes rush for last year? Let's pull up the Patrick Mahomes stats from last year, which put him at number 10. Which everybody's freaking out about and acting like that's par for the course now. And they forget he threw for 50 touchdowns in 2018. I mean, it's not like that was 1 year and he was done. He had 39-28 last year, 26 passing touchdowns, 11 INTs. Very disappointing year. Admittedly, it was not what we wanted. He lost all of his weapons. You can keep doubting him all you want. I don't care. 2024, 307-2. He's kind of in the 300 mark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight years of being in the 300 area. So let's give him 320. That's about the average. And 2, 0, 4, 2, 2, 2, 2 passing touch or rushing touchdowns. That puts him at 2. I'm not going to give him 3. We'll give him 302 on the ground. I said, 3 or 4 earlier. We'll give him 2. His average is 2. His high is, 4? Yeah, his high ever rushing was 4 touchdowns, and he only did that once. And I don't think he did 4, and then it was 0, and then it was 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. It's always 2 touchdowns, it seems. 2 touchdowns it is. 302, 46 total touchdowns. You want to dumb it down to 45, that's fine. 44 500 to 4,800 yards if you want to get a floor and a ceiling going. That is a top 4 quarterback. This is a top 4, maybe top 3 quarterback in fantasy football 2025. You can be on board or not. Again, the true believers of Mahomes are going to believe. The haters are going to hate. That's just the way it is. Phone lines are open. Dial on in.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Don't forget to watch this video, best picks in 2025 from each individual round. Let's roll. Chiefs will be different this year. Yes, they will, Bobby. It's going to be amazing. Worthy was good like week 1 and then the Super Bowl. He was good all 5, his final 5 games. Like I said, Bobby, if you take Xavier Worthy's 5 last played NFL games, and I'm not cherry picking, one of those games he didn't do much at all in. You take his last 5 games, extrapolate that across an entire season, wide receiver 2. So I don't want to hear Worthy's not consistent. I don't want to hear it at all, because it's not the case for many of you. The Mahomes hate is crazy. It is. It's insane, bro. It's insane. It's absolutely ludicrous. People that doubt Mahomes, they just are digging in. It's all about digging in. It's all about being so set in your ways that you can't even see logic. You can't even adjust and adapt. One thing I try and teach everybody, if you leave everything else I teach you behind in the rear view and you don't even reflect on it, it's to adjust and adapt. It is to adjust and adapt and make sure you are not putting yourself in a position where you can't take advantage of the opportunities that present themselves because you're stuck living in the past. You're not liking what you're looking at because it made you feel a certain way. It made you feel crummy last year. You felt left at the altar because Mahomes lost Rashee Rice, didn't have Worthy prepped and ready until later in the year, and Kelsey was carrying some extra LBs. Hollywood got hurt. The team almost won a 3rd straight Super Bowl, is how good Mahomes was still maneuvering on the field. It's going to be different. You can get on board or not. And the beautiful part is, even if I'm wrong, I'm not wrong. Even if I'm wrong, even if we're wrong, you get on this train with me and we are wrong, we are still not wrong. Because no matter what, he's earning his 7th round ADP. There's no way Mahomes can't earn a 6th to 7th round ADP. He will earn it no matter what. As long as he stays healthy, he will earn it no matter what. There's no debate here. There's no equivocation. There's no, oh, I messed up and I can't believe he screwed me again. He can't screw you from round 7. This is the biggest steal in fantasy, period. There probably is no bigger, greater value than Patrick Mahomes in round number 7. Period. On Underdog, promo code Smitty, where we'll be drafting here shortly. Let's get everybody signed up and ready to go. Hit this link right here. I'm going to drop it in the live chat. There it is. Hit the link. Do it live. We'll be looking at jumping in something here in a second. Travis, you're live. What can I do for you? What do you hear? What do you say? No, you know what? Hold on, Travis. I got to get the speaker ready. Looks like we're... There we go. Sorry, Travis. What do you hear? What do you say?
Hey, yeah, no problem. Yeah, my biggest gripe is, like, if someone just doesn't, want to trust Mahomes, they don't want him on their team, whatever, that's fine. But, like, he could be, not a top 10 QB or not a top 5 QB this year because of last year.
Yeah.
Cold water. Like, I just want to see if anyone can come with any type of, like, legitimate argument. I don't think
they can. They can't. The only thing someone can come with is last year he did this, the year before this, that he did this.
Correct.
2 years in a row, he hasn't done well. That's the only argument anybody's ever going to have. And is it a legitimate argument, I guess, to be like, hey, there's concern or something? Sure. But is it a legitimate argument to say that he'll never return to his 50 touchdown form? Is it a legitimate argument to be concerned? Yeah, but is it a legitimate argument to say this is what he is now? No. Tom Brady went through these same ups and downs. Tom Brady. Let me pull up Tom Brady's career stats because
I was just looking at his game log on Superflex, like what he finished this year.
Yeah, I mean, there's first of all his game log. I don't think I can put it on one screenshot. Jeez, God,
Good history.
this guy played forever, man. Just so people understand the nostalgia I have for Tom Brady, might be more nostalgia than you think. Is he entered the league, once he was a starter in the league, I got into the fantasy industry professionally the year after. So he's been the only player that I've been literally riding and dying with my whole career. So when he retired, it actually kind of hit home for me. You know, really kind of made me like, damn, man. You know, I look at all these years. I rode with this guy from 2001 to 2022. The entire Y2K happened. Some of you guys weren't even sharting in your pants yet that are watching right now. Y2K happened his rookie year. That's crazy. But look at this. Look at some of these numbers. So like if you look at, let's see here. Let me move this over so I can point to it. If you look at, let's see, the 50 touchdown season right here in 2007, 4,850 TDs. And then what, he tore his ACL? Was that the 2008 season?
Yeah.
So then he comes back, 28 TDs, 36, 39, 34, 25, 33, 36, 28, 32, 29, 24, 40, 43. I mean, look, there's ups and downs that are going to happen. Let's jump into a Best Ball Mania. Everybody go into a Best Ball Mania. Hit the link, underdog code Smitty. The link's in the description. The link is in the live chat. I'll drop the link one more time in the live chat. Hit that link. Underdog will match your first deposit 50% all the way up to $1,000. So jump into a Best Ball Mania. And if you want to jump into something else alongside of us, just do it. Don't even hesitate. You don't have to be in the same draft. We can apply the same process. But I mean, I just don't get why Mahomes is dead to people as a top 5 QB because of 2 seasons, which he was top 10 in both. He was number 7 in one. I venture to say it's like 20, 30 points away from top 5, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
But
like you were saying with Brady, like if you look at it, he's top 5 for 4 straight years. Then he ends up QB 15. Then he's number 9, number 2, then QB 18, 4, 12, and 11. 7, 3, 12. So, you know, he had some double digits. He was on, and obviously at the end, that last year was the last year he played. I mean, it's really hard for someone to be top 5 or 6 QB for 20 straight years, 15 straight years. You know, teams are going to change. They're going to run the ball more some years.
Yeah. I don't know if my screen's going to share here. I might have to do this another way. Let me see if I can just close this out and then bring it back. Hold on. Hopefully, there we go. Hold on a second. Okay, there. That should fix it. Okay, here we go. My squad. I'm drafting from the 3 spot. We'll see what I can cook up from this spot. I love this spot. It's probably one of my favorite spots. I think it's a great spot to draft from. I like the 1 obviously a lot, but I do feel like by the time I get back to the 24-25, I'm starting to not a lot of the time get the player I was. And so I kind of like, I'd rather have Lamb than Jamar Chase if I can get the RBs I want. But let's see what happens here. So it went Bijan, Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb, Jahmyr Gibbs, Justin Jefferson, Saquon Barkley, Puka Nacua, Amon-Ra, Malik, CMC, who doesn't go past 10 anymore. I can't remember the last time CMC dropped past 10. He's normally going 8, 9, 10. Nico, BTJ's going to the 12, 13 turn like clockwork now. Genty at 14 is nice. I don't know if that's a trend we're starting to see a little bit more because of McCaffrey, but we'll have to see if that continues. Achan went early. Drake London, Brock Bowers, Lab McConkey, AJ Brown, Taylor, Bucky, Rashee Rice is the current order right here of the top 3. Let me see if I can get that. There we go. Players are back up there, so you can see the top players available on the left here. So when AJ Brown, will Bucky fall? He may or may not. I don't know how many of you are in this draft. So if our people are in here, Bucky's going to get sniped. But if he does, I'll go Rashee Rice. Probably. We've been doing that lately. It's, the man of the hour. Bucky just went there. Man of the hour. I'm not sure. What's the chat saying? Are there a couple of Mahomes haters in the chat? Like, what are they saying? Because I haven't been reading.
There's been some people here and there pushing back. One guy was just using CJ Stroud as an example, trying to say he didn't have any wide receivers last year either, which, I disagree with him on because, hurt. They all played numerous games. Yeah. I think Nico played 12 games. They'll play 14 games. Start using them.
I'm saying keep that same energy if you're going to give my homie a pass for losing one wide receiver. He should give Stroud a pass. No, it doesn't work like that, my boy. It doesn't work like that. That's not how it works. There are more variables in play than that logic. I understand where you're going with it, but that's not how the world works, my boy. It's just not. I'm gonna reach on Kyron here. There's Garrett Wilson. You guys see the list. Kyron's down a little ways, but I don't want to miss out on Kyron Williams. I could have went Worthy. Or not Worthy. I could go Worthy the next pick, but I don't even know if I'm going to do that. I don't necessarily need to have the entire stack. I like it, but we'll see what RBs are there. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, I don't prescribe to the Stroud's got. You don't just give passes to everybody that struggles, as if there isn't some sort of logic involved in saying that the players struggle because I think they don't have what it takes. Like, there's a lot of different things. Not saying he's gonna for sure bust out of the league, but Stroud, I do not like Stroud right now. I'm clearly not into. Go ahead, Trev.
Most City, I think he's on hold right now. Just so you know, he said, "I'll call in, don't speak for me." I wasn't speaking for him. Smitty asked me what people were saying in the chat. So I was letting them know.
Go ahead, Mo City. Go ahead, Mo City. You're live.
So what I said what started the whole conversation was I said, didn't you say that Mahomes was going to Saturn last year, and they started making excuses for you, speaking for you, saying things like, oh, well, Mahomes lost his receivers last year, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, CJ Stroud lost his receivers last year. He didn't give CJ Stroud no grace. By no way was I trying to compare CJ Stroud to Mahomes or anything like that. They were speaking for you, and I was speaking back to them, but with their arguments of what they were trying to say.
Right.
Our debate.
But what you're saying there is exactly what I just said. It's saying exactly the same thing that we just summarized. That you're suggesting that there should be a reprieve there the same way that there. And what I'm saying is the variables at play are so far different than, hey, if one guy gets a pass because he has lost receivers, the other guy should get a pass. First of all, Mahomes marched all the way through the playoffs and went to a Super Bowl. CJ Stroud didn't. So, like, trying to compare how they both lost receivers and they both should be given a
CJ Stroud lost more receivers than Patrick Mahomes.
But it doesn't even matter. What I'm trying to tell you is I don't even care, because I don't think Stroud has the capability to ever be a Patrick Mahomes. So it doesn't matter if they experience the exact same thing. I still wouldn't be.
So how about we go to the first statement that I said before he tried to make an excuse for you? My first statement was, and I still stand by that, is, didn't you say this about my homie last year? What's your response to that? You said that about my homie last year, that he was going to Saturn.
He lost all his wide. I don't understand where the confusion is. He lost all of his wide receivers, and he took his team to a Super Bowl. Like, what are we talking about here? He's still amazing. I know. I'm saying he still was amazing with what he had to deal with. He was still amazing. I don't understand where the confusion is here. I'm not even getting it. I'm telling you, Mahomes to me.
The confusion is, do you feel Patrick Mahomes was a Saturn man last year?
Yeah, of course, bro. What are you talking about? I don't know what you think you're playing gotcha here. I admittedly told you that he lost his wide receivers and Mahomes did not deliver. I just showed you the numbers. 29 TDs isn't a Saturn man. You're not playing gotcha here. But you're not playing gotcha here.
I'm not trying to play gotcha.
Receiver room go down.
Talking loud, you're not listening.
No,
you're not listening. I'm not trying to play gotcha. What I'm trying to say is my question is what's different this year from last year? That's all I was. And the reason why I'm calling in right now is only because Travis jumped in and started speaking for him.
But he said everything he said was accurate. Everything he said you said was accurate. Everything he said I said is accurate. He summarized it like ChatGPT. He had it down nailed perfect. And you're asking the same question over and over. I've told you, Mahomes is a 10,000 times better quarterback.
Correctly. No, he didn't.
He what?
He didn't summarize me correctly when he was speaking for me, speaking for
exactly.
My whole thing on there because I'm just gonna take a lap. How about that? I'll just take a lap for you.
Whatever you want to do. You don't have to take any lap. I'm okay.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I don't mind someone calling in and going at me. I don't mind that at all. But he was literally repeating exactly what Travis wasn't trying to speak for him. I asked him what have people said in the chat. He said a guy talked about Stroud. You summarize exactly what he explained. No, let me talk for myself. And what he said was what you just said. And then what he's trying to say is that why did I have Mahomes on the Saturn man list? I already admitted that. Everybody knows I had him on Saturn. He didn't deliver. No one's surprised about that. No one's caught off guard. He didn't. We all know that. What we've said and what I've said, and what I spent I literally spent, I would say 22 straight minutes on this show explaining why. I explained it why the entire beginning of the show. Mahomes is going to Saturn this time's for real because this, and this. And then he says, why not? Why did he? Why didn't he go to Saturn last year? Explain it to me. Why is it any different? I just did for 22 minutes, not to mention on every damn show we do. Now, I appreciate his different opinion, but I don't believe, as I said, you can sit here and try and compare Stroud to Mahomes. And if he was here right now, he'd say, wait, I didn't compare Mahomes to Stroud. Yes, you did. You 100% did.
Right. Honestly, he was using Stroud. And I don't mean it was just a summary.
Yeah, you've just sort of saying anything crazy.
I know what your opinion is. Smitty asked me what was being said in the chat. I told him that. And the only thing I'll say to back on that point is that Stroud got 34 games played out of his 3 stud receivers. Mahomes got 3.
Yeah, I don't. He says Stroud lost more. I didn't even want to go there, but no, I don't agree he did either. I think Stroud didn't lose as much. Stroud crumbled. Mahomes didn't crumble. The Chiefs were nearly undefeated. Like Mahomes, and then if you say, well, we're talking about fantasy, I know we're talking about fantasy, but don't say Mahomes crumbled when he lost all of his wide receivers. You can't say that. You just can't. I hope I don't live to regret this right here. Good, thank you. I'm gonna go Patrick Mahomes here. So I think I made some pretty darn good picks here. I took a little gamble. I think Monty's very, very solid third running back. I normally don't take a lot of Monty. Gump's on the phone. He'll enjoy that. But this is a good team here. CeeDee Lamb, Rashee Rice, Kyron Williams, Travis Hunter, RJ Harvey. I got 2 of the HHH and Associates.
In a jam, call HHH and Associates.
Triple H and Associates. Locations on Earth and Jupiter.
And then I ended up getting RJ Harvey, Kyron, Travis Hunter, David Montgomery, Patrick Mahomes. We'll see if Kelsey comes back around. We'll see what other players are there. I'm definitely going to try and do a cross-stack situation here, and I'll explain that in a minute. Anyway, Mo City, no, ill will here. I appreciate you, but you did call in, and you did say exactly what Travis said you said, and Travis wasn't trying to say anything negative. I asked him, what have people said? He said one guy was comparing Stroud to Mahomes, and why would you give Mahomes a break and not Stroud? And you were like, let me tell you what I said. Let me speak for myself. And you just repeated exactly what Travis said. And then it's as simple as Mahomes didn't have weapons, and he still delivered. Stroud didn't have weapons, and he folded like a chair. So the variables are so far different to say, oh, we'll forgive Stroud's fantasy football production if we're forgiving Mahomes' fantasy football production. It's like apples to oranges. It has no relation whatsoever. And not to mention, if I want to, just on the mere, way the wind blows, if I want to just say, I believe in Mahomes, I don't believe in Stroud, enough said. That's all I need to say. I don't need to explain anything. I don't need to compare anything. I don't need to line up every column and stat and say, well, let's just really analyze if I should give Stroud a chance. I don't have to give Stroud anything. I don't have to give Stroud anything. How did he deliver if he's wasn't a Saturn man? I don't know what you're even asking anymore, Mo City. You're stuck on this thing in a way that I just don't understand, to be honest with you.
He delivered in terms of the regular season outside of fantasy. He didn't necessarily deliver.
Let's say he delivered in fantasy.
Quarterback.
I'm not going to keep going over it. It's just the whole audience knows what I'm saying. So to go over and over it is crazy. Okay, Kelsey's still there. Fantastic. Smash. Bo Nix is there. I love that. Part of me wonders, let's see, 114. Let me just look at some ADPs. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to get Dak and Bo Nix. I have CD Lamb, so I very badly want to get Dak Prescott here. Let me just see if there's anybody. Bo Nix is still there. I love Bo Nix, though. Man, Jaden Higgins is nice here. The running backs and wide receivers really kind of thin out. I have no problem waiting and just taking early Dak Prescott because he will not swing back around. And this way, I've got Dak and Lamb stacked. I've got Patrick Mahomes, Kelsey, and Rashee Rice stacked. I have Kyron, RJ Harvey, David Montgomery. Unbelievable. I love the squad. Glad this is Best Ball Mania. This is fantastic. Okay, who's on the phone line right now? We got another caller on the phone line. Gump. That's right, Gump. Gump. What can I do for you, Gump?
Yeah, I have a birthday request. My birthday's Thursday, so I have a birthday request.
Okay.
Putting everybody in the chat.
Okay, Gump. Hit us with.
Can you grab my? I want to put something to a vote. Whatever the vote says, we're going to have to accept it. It's my birthday, and it's a birthday request I got.
I don't. Gump, just spit it out. I don't know. No, I'm not going to just blindly agree to something. But go ahead. Just let us know what it is. Spit it out.
Okay. My birthday request from you, Brother Smitty, and all the brothers on this, our brothers and...
Just ask. Gump, spit it out.
I want to know if we could call Drake London Mighty Duck. Yes or no? From the chat. That's birthday request. And they can't just be on your side. You got to realize it's a birthday request. From
Gump, normally I hang up on you. Normally I would not allow this to continue. But we'll do it. Chat, are we calling Drake London Mighty Duck? Yes or no? I'm going to guess no. I'm going to guess a bunch of grown men and grown adults aren't going to sit here and go, let's go ahead and call him Mighty Duck. Let's see.
You got to count them.
Birthday request. Gump, the problem is you're not going to even accept a.
I vote yes. I vote yes. My vote is yes.
Ridiculous. No,
America, come on.
no, yes, hell no, Duck, Gump. Okay, Drake. Hell no, no, Lap, hard no, Emilio.
My birthday request.
No, Duck, Quack. Why not Cowboy Bob? See, this is the problem, Gump.
Finish him. Call terminated.
You gotta waste your phone call on that. Like, Gump, you only have so much time. There's only so much Gump that the audience can take. I know what I'm doing. I've been doing this a long time. I know my audience, their attention spans are gonna be like that. And you're gonna call up and waste your question and your time on Duck, Duck, Goose, or whatever the hell you're trying to do over here. You're gonna end up just losing your time.
You gotta be more strategic. The people love them. You can get a work for something good.
Yeah, you could say like, Drake, I don't know. I mean, you could come up with an awesome name for Drake London. London Gold, we call him sometimes. I mean, you could come up with something that you could have got a birthday vote on. Just wasted his opportunity. Hey, do you like... Okay, I'm on the clock here. Bashal Tootin. Hollywood Brown. Oh, JK's there. Benson. I'm going to go Tootin here. Do I go JK? What do my bye weeks look like? Hold on. My bye weeks are Mahomes and Dak are both bye week 10, so I need to get another quarterback. Kyron and Monty and Tootin are all bye week 8. RJ Harvey's 12. So if I do go JK, I'm getting another 12. That could work.
Yeah. Pretty solid.
And then I just need one more, maybe RB. I mean, I like Benson. I could go Jaden Blue and say, screw JK. Screw JK. Let's go with another baller like Jaden Blue.
Yeah.
JK's getting hurt anyway. Let's just swing.
Later in the season.
Let's just swing, Merrill. Swing away. Let's go blue. We don't need... What's his bye week, damn it? I didn't even look. Bye week 10. Bye week 2. Yeah. Estimate.
Also, how fast is a last relevancy with that crowd of people.
Yeah. All right, hold on. We got another caller. Hold on one second. All right. You're live, young man. What is your name and where are you calling from? You got a lot of reverb. I don't know if you got the show on in the background or if you're on speaker, but got a lot of reverb. But what's your name and where are you calling from? Hello? Hello? Whatever. Keep yes votes coming in my birthday. In birthday. Keep yes votes coming in birthday. Says Gump. Gump, they already voted no.
Hello? Month of the dream.
All right, so here's the squad so far. Looking good, man. So I'm in the 3 spot. CeeDee Lamb, Rashee Rice, Kyron Williams, Travis Hunter, RJ Harvey, David Montgomery, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Dak Prescott, Bashal Tootin, Jaden Blue. Hold on, let me merge this guy one more time. 804 caller, you're live. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, hi. It's Nate, Richmond, Virginia.
What's up, Nate?
Hey, you gave me some advice on my upcoming Superflex draft. He told me in the second round that I needed to try to get his first round value.
Yes, sir.
About it. And I had a question. who would you say is the last first round value running back and a first round value wide receiver?
So I mean, just think about it. So what he's saying is, in his Superflex, essentially what I tell people is, once you get your top 5 QB, and hopefully you get a pick that allows that. And Mahomes falls so far that you can get it all the way to like 9 or 10 overall sometimes. If you get 11 or 12 pick and you don't have that quarterback, you almost have to do some sort of Bo Nix and maybe double quarterback there, or just Bo Nix and somebody, and it's just not going to be as good of a team, but it's nice. It's still nice. But anyway, what I always tell people is you take your top 5 QB and then kind of put your hand over around 1, or just scroll up. And in this case, you could pretend and scroll up. And essentially, hold on one second. Let me just make sure I'm on the clock here. I took McMillan, but I don't mind McMillan. I don't love the pick, to be honest. I was running out of time. I said to go for my Q. I like him though. Different bye week as well, but there's still a lot of upside. But I normally don't draft a lot of them without going with I like Garendo here. I think I'm gonna go Garendo. I was gonna go Cam Ward, but I think he got snagged. Did he? Is Cam Ward still there? Oh no, he's still there. He's still there. He's at 165. Will I make it back? No, I won't make it back. Cam Ward. Oh, he's by week 10. I can't do it. Shit.
Oh, so you do that.
I mean, I could. I just have to get another quarterback, but I went Garendo. I think I'm done with my RBs. I got Jaden Blue, Bashal Tuden, Garendo, David Montgomery, RJ Harvey, Kyron Williams, Pat Mahomes, Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, Rasheed Rice, Travis Hunter, McMillan, and Travis Kelce. Pretty solid. All right, so to answer the question again, cover round 1, and then in my favorite way to draft Superflex is after you draft that, in round 2, you start pretending you're in normal 1 QB first round territory. And so the answer is really easy. What's the last wide receiver one? Who's got round 1 ADP? You know, BTJ maybe, but I want somebody like Lamb, or I want somebody like Neighbors, or you could say BTJ's right there. Obviously, the receivers above that, JJ and Chase. The running backs, I mean, Genty might be the very last running back you would grab that's a round 1 capable player. But even if it was like borderline, as long as you're selecting a round 3, another very capable round 1, you might still find one, or round 2, high round 2 player that you would find in a non-Superflex. It just keeps you drafting quality. It's not anything crazy other than a little like guidance to say, hey, don't draft positions, draft players. It keeps you on best player available course, because far too many times people will then go grab somebody that is like literally a 3rd rounder in a non-Superflex in round 2, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, well, I wanted to grab a receiver, and you just can't do that. You're gonna have such a thin team. So, I mean, it's pretty easy, bro. I mean, who's a first rounder? Look at this draft board right here. You know, if we look at this draft board and I scroll up, you've got, let me scroll down here. You've got, you know, Genty, H-Chan's borderline. Like, if you came away with, let's call it JD5, H-Chan, and Bucky, I'm fine with that. You know, even though H-Chan's like a second-ish round, he's still got 2 quality players right there. I'm okay with that. Bowers would be great. Bucky would be great in round 2. H-Chan would be great in round 2. Grab the other one in round 3 if you can pull that off. Depends on where you're drafting, obviously, for some of you.
Yeah, I'm picking 3, so I'm getting that late second round, 3rd round turn. My box. Sometimes London's there, sometimes Nico's there, but more or less like H-Chan and Bucky kind of rounding that.
Yeah. Hey, real quickly, hold on one second. Do I go Cam Ward here and just grab another QB that will only leave me 3 other spots because I got to grab another quarterback?
Yeah, tight end.
I only got Kelce, but I could always grab. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I might regret it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to have 4 quarterbacks, but I don't care. I very much like doing this. The only thing I got to decide here is, can I make it with one more wide receiver? I think quarterback, tight end. So I either go with 2 tight ends, which I'm fine with. I got Kelsey. I mean, I technically could go without a tight end in 1 week and just have Gray and Kelsey cuffed, or I just swing big with another tight end option. But you could get 0 points. It just kind of depends. So I'm on the clock right here. The tight ends available are Strange isn't bad.
No. Bye week.
Zach Ertz in 12 isn't bad. I'll go Strange. So I could just keep Strange and Kelsey and leave it at that if I want. So now I need to go one other quarterback and maybe 2 wide receivers. But let me know what you think about wide receivers. If I grab one more wide receiver that I like a lot, I'd only have 5. But I have Lamb, Rashee Rice. Oh, no, they're both by week 10. So I need 2 more. So Lamb, Rashee Rice, Travis Hunter, and McMillan. Very good wide receivers, though. But I do need with that by week 10. I mean, I could get away with it. I could get away with it because but then I can't have any injuries or anything like that. So I think I'm more comfortable going Kelsey, Strange, and no 3rd tight end, and having.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to go QB, Kelsey. All right, Kelsey, Strange, 1 QB, 2 wide receivers.
Luckily with that other quarterback, you technically don't need him until week 10. There's 3 stops there. But don't have bye week to week 10.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Caller, did you have anything else on that topic?
No, that was it. I just wanted your opinion on it. Because, like I said, I was in that 3 turn, and it's like 8-10 and Buck. Sometimes it's a receiver there.
Yeah, your team should look something like this. You should have, at 3, you should have JD 5-ish player. You should have Bucky and Achan, or Garrett Wilson is a player that qualifies as a potential borderline 2nd round player in MHJ as well. So like if you ended up having MHJ, I'd be fine with that too. But if let's say you went Achan, and then in round number 4, you're talking about guys that sometimes go in round 3 because of Superflex. So receivers that would be in the cards there would be, I mean, maybe even Garrett Wilson falls. JSN went at 32 overall, like past the middle of round 3. So JSN could be a wide receiver 1 for you in this situation. You could get Travis Hunter as another player. You could easily walk out with JSN and Hunter at wide receiver 1 and 2, and I'd be completely fine with that. You'd have Achan and Bucky. But if you did go, let's say, MHJ here, and then in round 4, you get, is this a redraft or dynasty or keeper?
Keeper, three keepers.
So like, let's even say you went Kyron here, who goes in 3 in normal settings, would go in 4 in this setting. You could walk away with JD5, Bucky, MHJ, Kyron, Travis Hunter. That would be awesome. And then just keep an eye on this next round, whether you're going to go QB or not, depending on who falls. And at any moment you jump back into the QB game, if you feel it slipping away and you want to get that Penix Jr. or Dak Prescott or someone like that.
My last option.
Hold on one second. Travis, Milroe, Aaron Rodgers, pick one. Shador. That's ballsy. It's ballsy, but no. It's fine. I think Milroe's in there by week 10. I don't see how he can't.
I do too. I was looking at their schedule after, and, like, counted off, and they have so many games that like you could go either way. So if they're not playing well, I mean, they could be like 2-5, 2-6 real quick.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing is it comes down to not just play; it comes down to record. It comes down to there's two components that can knock, Darnold out of the lineup. Real quickly, I need non-bye week 10 receiver. Oh my God. I may have timed out. Son of a bitch. I mean, at least I got a tight end, but I'm going to be riding thin at wide receiver. On Mason Taylor, which is at least a good rotation at wide receiver. But now I'm going to have 5 wide receivers. They're all, it can work. I just can't have an injury from Rice or Lamb. Well, I mean, I'm sorry. I can't have an injury out of Travis Hunter, McMillan, and whatever wide receiver I take. So this is gonna be a man. I should have paid attention. That's the hard part about running a stream and drafting. And damn it, I should have just queued somebody. See, take my advice. I always tell you queue somebody before you go looking, and I didn't do it. I didn't follow my own advice. The problem is I got caught up on A.O. Minor. And I was like, I might want to, maybe do I want to do the Tennessee thing? Because I got Cam Ward. And then I looked at it, it's week 10. And I'm like, damn it. So then I scrambled and I lost it. What about like Amari Cooper? Do you think he lands with a team in that? I mean, we're gambling on the bye week, but there's Coker, there's Calvin Austin, there's I need someone consistent though. Somebody that's gonna play. A.O. Minor is week 10. I can't use him. Jalen Royals is week 10. I can't use him. Tesla is week 8.
Calvin, he should be in there, shouldn't he?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, what about Tesla? Is that crazy? Gump would like that. Like, is it crazy to think that he could get at least enough work?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's going to be weeks where a catch or two. But I guess it depends on how much drafting you need from him right away.
Chat, do we go... well, anyways, let me finish what I was saying here. So what I think is Aaron Rodgers, you know, we'll call this starting and being benched. Aaron Rodgers is going to start out, and then at some point, I don't think he finishes. So it's like, what point does he come out of the game? You know, I don't want it to be. The reason I picked Milroe is because Milroe is going to be on the bench, and at what point they're just going to cross pass at some point. I just rather take the gamble on Milroe. But man, did I screw up on timing out at wide receiver. This is such a good team too. Chat, what are we doing? We need somebody that's consistent. Do we go with Tesla? Do we go with Coker? Do we go with Adonai Mitchell? Do we go with Amari Cooper, who's probably going to get a job, I imagine? It's weird that he hasn't got one yet. We got Jalen Tolbert. We got Jalen Naylor. We got...
You get, a few catches a week.
Chisholm. Let's go. We'll go Tesla. It sucks in a 3 wide receiver league to put it on the wide receiver room to now not get injured. That's on me. I messed that up. But at least I got Mason Taylor. I don't know. We'll be okay. My projection though is 2,800. Not that I care. Yeah. We you know, I screwed that up. But, I mean, a team's still great. I just don't know if I get an injury. Like, I'm literally banking on no injuries for my wide receiver room, or I'm screwed. But if that doesn't happen, I've got a huge advantage. Okay, let's throw my team up here. I gotta start using my Q more. I'm so used to not using it because then people see my player checked. I'm sorry, bro. The caller on the phone, because I have to show it, and so you'll see the star next to it. So I try and get crafty with it, and it just screws me. But I get sniped if I use it, so I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't. So Mahomes, I mean, my quarterback scoring is going to be unreal, but I have a little bit of a risk in bye week 10 if Milroe's not in there. Kyron, Harvey, Monty, Tootin, Blue, Garendo, solid. Wide receiver room is scary. I got in bye week 10. I have to have all my boys, Hunter, McMillan, and Tesla. It's gonna be a bad week, but then I'm good. And then in bye week 8, I have to have Jalen McMillan healthy. So there's a lot of risk involved. But Kelsey, Strange, Taylor. You know, I probably, if I'm going to ever do that again, I need to make sure I haven't drafted a 6th running back yet. That was my bet. I should not have went the Cam Newton route, or the Cam Ward route. The Cam route when I'd already had 6 RBs on the squad. That was my fault. I screwed that up. All right, anybody else want to call in real quickly? I still like the team. It's just it's going to have some obstacles for sure.
Yeah, I like it.
I mean, maybe I have a receiver out in bye week 10, but then I still win. I still score well. We'll see.
You remember 2 years ago? I'm with that nasty comment in the chat saying if Underdog did a rookies only board scoring contest, that'd be interesting. You remember they did that?
Yes. Yeah, sophomores and rookies.
Rookies and
rookies.
Sophomores too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's rookies and sophomores, and the reason it was so entertaining and interesting was that because I have my super rookie rankings that I kind of brought it coined in the industry many years ago where they had super rookie rankings right here. And those are sophomores and rookies only, and people love them. They're my most sought after ranking because it's like a great dynasty lens to just look at and when the new incoming rookies come in, the rookies turn to sophomores, and then I boot the juniors out. And then so when Underdog created the sophomores and rookies draft, so I was like, holy crap! I have rankings for this. Go ahead, Gumpy. You're live. Let's try this one more time.
Give me some more votes out there. The voting.
No.
Finish him.
I don't know why he loves not being on the phone line long at all. Gump loves to be hung up on immediately. Making duck sounds. This is not a kids program, Gump. This is a serious operation. For anybody that missed out on the draft, Underdog promo code Smitty. The link is in the live chat pinned. I'll drop the link again right now. I'm also going to drop the Patreon link. Click that link because soon we'll be on the Patreon discussing anything after dark related. Basically whenever a show ends, we swing in and we start talking about that topic or anything else. So here's the Underdog link one more time. The Patreon link I just dropped as well. Travis, you got anything else? I'm probably not going to be here much longer. Anybody wants to call in real quick?
Call into the show.
No, I don't
call
think
into
so.
the show.
Nothing else?
I was going to ask something, I can't remember though. I'll put it in the chat.
All right, cool. Appreciate you. Later.
Thanks, Vinny. Bye.
All right. Let's see here. Ibuka will be Mac Daddy in his rookie season. Absolutely. Absolutely. We got John with a super chat. John says Bijan for Bucky and Judkins. I'd rather have Bijan, but that's really, really close, John. I just don't think Judkins is a secure enough guarantee to move the needle on that. Sick Nasty says smash that like button. Thank you, Sick Nasty. Appreciate you. Lost connection already. Brought up my guy from the Raiders. Yeah, he's already drafted. He goes a lot earlier than the last round. Yeah, Thornton's good. He's a great underdog pick too. He's very, very. His situation is not the most ideal, but his talent and his skill set clearly are. Thornton could be a monster. They love him, but he's also got to find a way to get consistent volume. Kind of a. While everybody wants him to be the next Puka Nacua, his situation's nowhere near Puka Nacua's situation. So it's tough to get Puka Nacua numbers, but you will get a guy that flashes brilliance in Thornton. Rock out. What's up, my boy?
Yeah, I gave you my terrible risky thing.
Hit me with it.
Quarterback Patrick Mahomes, Dak Prescott, Stafford, running back Carl Williams, Hubbard, Henderson, Junkins, Merritt, a wide receiver Lamb, Rice, Pickens, Burden, Bryant, Michael Wilson, Calvin Austin, tight end Kelsey, Pitts, and Gray.
Yeah. Attaboy. I like it. Someone said I see the new underdog. Yeah, they got the Pit Bull. The Pit Bull is 1 QB, 3 wide receivers, 2 running backs, 1 tight. Okay. The Pit Bull. What else do they got? Anything? Got corgis. Corgis are cool. Same thing. Big dog. Schnauzer 2 still there. Poodle. The poodle. Poodle's $7. Yep. We will be back tomorrow. I should have a video midday or live stream midday, maybe both, and then the 8 p.m. show, and then the after dark draft show. Right now, Rock, got anything else? Like the team?
That's it for right now.
Mahomes touchdown prediction.
45 touchdowns.
All right. Well, we'll see you later.
All right, cool.
Hey, Rock out. I'll DM you. All right. Appreciate you all. See you tomorrow. Thank you to my super chatters. We got another one from John. John says, what would you want if you were selling Bijan? John, I would probably say, if I'm selling Bijan, I like the idea of Bucky, but I will want Travis Hunter. I would want Rashee Rice. I would want Patrick Mahomes. You know, if I didn't have a quarterback, something like that. I would want something significant. It's not that I don't love Bucky. But Bucky, keep in mind, Bucky is a second rounder. You know, Bijan's number 1, number 2, or number 3 overall. So you can't ask for a Judkins who, in a dynasty startup, doesn't even go in round what? He's not going in the top 30 overall. So that doesn't close a gap of literally 17, 15, 16 overall to 1. So it has to be a Mahomes. It could be a Bo Nix maybe, if you had no quarterback. If it's a Superflex, then you probably can't get that, but maybe you can send a quarterback like, I don't know, Caleb to go get a Mahomes or a top 6 quarterback. So you really have to figure out how to maneuver that without leaving yourself high and dry. If, let's say, the second piece doesn't work out, Bucky, if Bucky doesn't work out, or if the second piece doesn't work out, are you still feel like you got a shot? Appreciate you all. Thank you, John, for the 2 super chats there, my boy. And I will see you all tomorrow. Don't forget, I'm live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Additionally, live whenever big news breaks. And additionally, live graveyard style at midnight Eastern pretty much every night.
In a jam, call HHH and Associates.
Triple H and Associates. Locations on Earth and Jupiter.
The stack above all stacks. It's time to drop the pancake emojis in the live chat.
He's BTJ. What you gonna do? He's BTJ. He's gonna put it on you. He's BTJ. Gonna have a good game. He's BTJ. Your mama screams his name. BTJ is going to put it on you. There's not a single thing that you can do. BTJ is going to put it on you. There's not a single thing that you can do.
Got him.
The disrespected.
I mean, Travis Hunter needs to be on
The disrespected.
Right? He's got to be.
The disrespected.
I mean, he's got to be. All right, see you all later. Appreciate you. Get lammed.
Get lammed.